Long before the coming of the white man, the Kwakiutl people lived along the coastal waters of Western Canada and Vancouver Island. Here they built a rich and virile culture, told in spectacular art and centered on the potlatch giveaway, for generosity brought honor to the giver. On great formal occasions, a chief gathered his wealth and invited guests from many villages. Through days of singing, dancing, and feasting, he lavished canoes, blankets, and other gifts on his guests according to rank. The more he gave, the greater his prestige.
Malinowski found one of his most important examples of the rational function behind a seemingly irrational behavior in the Trobriand custom known as the Kula.
The Kula was the trading expeditions that these people made. They went from island to island exchanging goods. What did they exchange? They exchanged apparently useless goods, arm shells and necklaces. And people were taking big risks for these trips. Why were they doing it? What was going on here? And he says, here we've got a society, the Trobriands, without policemen, without law courts. How are people punished for antisocial behavior? And he says the punishment is that people break off these exchange relationships with them. So they are excluded more and more from society, sometimes temporarily, sometimes in the longer term. So in Malinowski's later study, exchanges, or the exchange system, is one of the main mechanisms for the control of behavior.
At Twin Oaks, we're an egalitarian community. We have no leader. Everyone has equal access to decision-making power. Also, it means that we have equal access to our resources. So even if you've been here 40 years or you've been here 4 months, it doesn't matter. We all have equal ownership of the land, of the buildings, of the vehicles, and that's part of our egalitarianism.
Auroville is an experimental international city being built in the south of India at the Coromandel coast just north of Puducherry. It is a collective experiment in human unity based on the evolutionary worldview of Sri Aurobindo, India's renowned visionary and yogi. In 1968, it was launched into manifestation by his French spiritual counterpart, Mira Alfassa, the Mother, whose dream forms the underlying framework of this unique, multi-level experiment. For almost 50 years, people from all over the world, in collaboration with surrounding villages and supported by the Indian government, UNESCO, and well-wishers worldwide, have been working to get the dream off the ground. Currently, some 2,500 individuals of around 48 nationalities reside in the city.
The world is becoming so small and communications becoming so fast that what you do here affects somebody somewhere else. And it's really important that we get along well together. It's so ecological. You know, instead of everybody having to have their own separate fancy piece of equipment, that a bunch of people can share it and have access and use of it. And because they can get along together and love one another, that they can share that and stretch it out and make it go farther.
Christiania is love,
Creativity,
a playground,
alternative,
social living.
The history of Christiania starts around 1971, where locals from the surrounding area knocked over the fence into what was a left military area that wasn't used by the military anymore. And in that time there was a lack of housing, so loads of people moved into the area and started to develop a community here.
Burning Man features a gift economy based on generosity. There is no money and no advertising. Things are given without an explicit agreement for immediate or future rewards.
I've seen a project on GitHub where some research scientists were able to control a worm by shining a laser into its brain. We started GitHub to make it easier for people to work together, and we started on software because that's the world that we came from. We wanted to make it really easy to share code repositories across people, regardless of where they are or where they work from. This is exactly how open source works.
I'm the co-founder and CEO of the crowdfunding website GoFundMe. I've helped hundreds of thousands of people raise $85 million for some of the most amazing personal fundraising campaigns imaginable. I'm incredibly fortunate to be in the business of helping others improve their lives.
My goal and my passion is really to have free knowledge and free education for all in the world. We started a company called Konos, an e-learning platform. The idea is to have educational content creators who have already created content. We tell them, okay, so how about this? Instead of releasing your content on YouTube and just kind of have randomly the videos there, you could come to Konos, you sync your YouTube account, you immediately have all of your videos and you can select them and sort them very easily. And in a couple of minutes you can create one or more video courses and even add additional material and tests and other things. So it turns out that when you engage with your audience and you let people voluntarily support you, people will give you 10 to 100 times more money than what YouTube gives you through its ad network. And so this way you are ensuring that the content is free and open to all, so those who can't afford it can still access it, and those who can afford it can support their favorite creators. We are finalists in several competitions around the world, and we won a $40,000 prize just yesterday.